Welcome to the Creatives Tarot, the YouTube channel that helps you supercharge your creativity and pursue your passions. My name is Melissa, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. We're going to be doing a tarot pick-a-card reading that's going to forecast the 2021 year, so I'm super excited to dig into this. But first, if you're new to the channel, be sure to click subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you don't miss out on future content. I post 2 to 3 times a week, all types of content, including tarot readings, but also content to help educate you, help inspire you, and also to help ground you in wellness and self-care. So if that sounds like something that really floats your boat, be sure to hit that subscribe button. All right, let's get into our classic pick a card reading. We're going to be doing this a little bit differently. So I'm going to ask you to pick the deck that resonates most with you, the one that's calling out to you. It may be the stone or the crystal that is paired with the deck that you find exciting. It may be the number. So they're numbered 1, 2, and 3, with Spacious Tarot deck being the first one. And then our Light Seers deck with the Rose Quartz Heart being the second one. And then lastly, our Modern Tarot deck, our Modern Witches Tarot deck with a Selenite as our third pile. So pick one of those piles. If you need to stop this and just breathe and meditate, go ahead and do that. It's really important that you give yourself time and space to figure out which pile, which deck, which stone, which crystal, which number is resonating with you the most. And then I'll have timestamps in the description below so that you can jump to that portion of the video once you've chosen your pile. But we're going to do a 2021 look ahead. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to dig in. So let's go. Hello, group 1. If you are watching this, you chose the first group with the Spacious Tarot deck and I believe this is Selenite crystal. And so we're going to do your reading. I'm going to show you the overall spread first in the layout because I am actually using a spread for this annual 2021 look ahead. And then I will walk you through the cards and help you interpret what came up. I'm super excited. I also did something a little bit different, and I had Spotify going on a shuffle playlist. So I will also post and share the songs that came up while I was shuffling and pulling the cards, in case there's any other messages from Spirit to help you interpret the reading. Here is group 1 spread. I'll hold the cards up as I talk about them, but these cards up here in the top, these are your overall themes for the year 2021. And then each of these are going to be your cards for each quarter. So we have here Q1, Q2, Q3, sorry about the shadow, and Q4. And then we also have here on the side some of our oracle cards. So these are, again, overall themes, messages, reminders, affirmations, predictions of what will happen for you in 2021. So we're going to go through each of these now, and I'll offer you some clarity and guidance on what came up for your spread. Let's start with the first 3 cards, which are themed cards for the year. So these are just overall themes, lessons, energy that is going to be surrounding you and supporting you throughout 2021. And so I'll just show you what you got first. So you have the Child of Swords in reverse. In this deck, the child is like the page in traditional decks. We had the 7 of Swords right side up there. I'll show you that. There's the 7 of Swords. And we had the 8 of Pentacles. There's the 8 of Pentacles. So let's start with this 8 of Pentacles. Like, this definitely tells me that it's going to be a year of work and productivity for you. You're going to be moving on a lot of projects. And there's a reminder here to focus and pay attention to the details, to be consistent this year. So set up your systems, set up your schedule, get your planners together, because there's definitely going to be some discipline required and attention to detail and focus and consistency. If you show up and you're doing the work day to day, you are going to be successful. That's what I feel with this card. That's what this is about, the worker bee energy, paying attention to detail, doing what you do, what you love with intention, with purpose, and paying attention to your craft. This also may mean taking some classes, learning how to perfect, how to improve, how to grow, how to go from being good to great, to be excellent, to be out of this world in terms of the quality that you're delivering and the product that you're providing, or the service or the creativity. Whatever it is you're doing, do it well. It doesn't mean it has to be absolutely perfect, but there is something here around leveling up your game, being consistent, and some of that will naturally happen as you continue to work on those tasks daily. Seven of Swords energy tells me that you're going to be trying to break free. You're going to be trying to like carve your own path. And you can see this particular card, the shadow and the sort of carved etches in the stone are not straight. They're all over the place. And that's okay. Remember, it's okay to take a different path and to move along a different journey. You don't have to conform to what everybody else is doing. But this card also is a reminder that you want to do this with transparency and intention. You don't want to go behind other people's back. You don't want to be manipulating them or lying to them, even if it's because you're afraid to hurt their feelings or you're afraid to ruin a relationship. Trust and communication and honesty is always really important. So try to make sure that you are doing this with integrity and you're not harming folks who are surrounding you and supporting you, but you're really being purposeful about separating yourself. And then, we have the Child of Swords energy. So this just tells me that you're going to be doing some new projects. There may be some need. You're going to feel a little ungrounded. That's what I think about when I think about the Page of Swords, is somebody who is really like new, has new energy, new ideas, wants to learn everything. But like, I just have a feeling that this is going to be coming at you from all different directions. And maybe you're going to have a mindset of like, I don't want to be new at this again. I don't want to be starting over. I don't want to be trying something new. I want to be successful. I'm used to having this track record, having these titles or these names or this amount of money, and things are going to feel a little foreign. They're not going to feel like they fit right. And that's okay, because you're pursuing your passion, you're pursuing a dream. And there's no one way to be an entrepreneur. There's no one way to be a creative. There's no one way to be an artist. So I encourage you to really lean into this and like explore what the real fears are. Whenever you feel uncomfortable this next year, ask yourself why. What is it about this action or this identity or this task that is bubbling and triggering all of these different emotions and making me feel insecure or doubt myself or my abilities or my business plan? Really go deep and start to uncover those things. I think that's going to be a tool here. Okay, so let's look at Q1. So that's January, February, and March. And Q1, you had two cards come up. You had the Eight of Cups in reverse, and you have the Emperor in reverse. So right away, I will say both of these are in reverse, and I think that is because they are energies that are leaving us from 2020. These are remnants of 2020. These are cards that I saw over and over again in my tarot reads, especially in November and December. The Emperor, this is the year of 2020. I've always said that I feel like this card is a little bit of Trump energy because it's just the classic sort of dictator, like authoritarian rule. Everything has to be my way. It's got to be conformed. There's no room to go outside of the lines, right? There's no room to do this and be an individual. You've got to conform, and there's got to be structure and pattern and consistency and routine. And I know 2020 didn't feel like that because it was so unusual with all that's happened. And so it's a weird kind of thing, but like definitely feel like this energy is coming to an end, right? The pandemic hopefully will be coming to an end, and the sort of new normal will be emerging, and it's not going to be straightforward. So I just get this sense that like now this year in 2021, you're going to be letting go of some of those really strict rules and ideas and concepts that we've had to live by. And in some instances, for your own protection and safety, we're going to be more flexible. We're going to be really intentional about how we move forward and how we think about our career, our business, how we treat each other, how we prioritize things in our life. All of that I think is going to come with this Emperor sort of fading into the background, that Emperor energy leaving us in 2021. And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is all about leaving things behind. It's about intentionally letting go of things that no longer serve you. It's about a journey into the future. Sometimes this is about a prepared travel. So, again, it's in reverse because I think we've already started this transition, but it's happening, and that's a great thing. So January, February, March, you're still going to feel some of this energy, but it is moving away from us. April, May, and June, so into our springtime, we've got the Six of Cups in reverse. So there's our Six of Cups. We've got the Hermit. So major arcana energy here. And then we've got the Ace of Wands. So there's our Ace of Wands. So what I see with this in the spring is that you're going to be asked to reevaluate in terms of your business, in terms of your creative ideas, your knowledge, your passion. There's going to be opportunities for you to give back, to build a community, to educate others, to help others, to mentor, to develop, to donate resources. And you may be tempted to say, I can't do that. I'm too busy. I've got too much going on. My business hasn't taken off. I don't have a job. I don't have this new client locked in yet. I'm already struggling. And you may be too focused on your work, especially with that Eight of Pentacles worker bee energy, to be like, I don't have any resources or time to give to others. And this is a reminder that there's a give and a take. And sometimes when we're most frustrated or most stuck or stagnant in our work, it is because we are too focused on ourselves. So this is a reminder in the spring to think about how you can give back to others, and you will find reward. You will find new opportunities in that act. So think about how you can give to others, how you can support others, and in turn, they will, bless you and reward you tenfold. So I always love thinking about that. That's energy that's coming up. Ace of Wands, new ideas. That action is going to give you new insight, new ideas, new opportunities, and it's going to refuel you, recharge your creative energy and batteries. So don't discount the impact of giving and serving others. It's actually really, really important. And this Hermit energy, which is, I think this is the idea that you're going to want to stay sheltered. You're going to want to hole up and really focus on internally what's happening. I just get the sense that you can't live in this space forever. It's okay to take that time to recover and heal and focus on growth and focus on planning and focus on, shutting out some of the external voices so you can really hear your true messages and your true intentions and true guidance. So seek that guidance, seek that space, whether it's a once a month sort of step back or retreat. Give yourself that time to focus on self-care, to do the mental work, the mental health work that will allow you to be more creative. But don't get so trapped in doing everything on your own that you're not building a community and you're not giving back to other folks. All right. And then, so this is Q3. So this is July, August, September. We've got two cards that came up. The Six of Swords in reverse. There we go. See if it, Six of Swords in reverse. And our Explorer of Pentacles. So Explorer of Pentacles, this is similar to the Knight of Pentacles in traditional cards or traditional tarot decks. I would say that this is really letting me know that you're going to be, again, working and doing a lot of different things. And you're basically sort of sowing seeds all over the place without giving, without having to do a lot of work, if that makes sense. Every place you go, there's a new opportunity, a new potential project, a new connection, a new idea. So don't be afraid to plant those seeds. Don't be afraid to work hard and to continually work. I know there's a lot of talk about work-life balance and make sure you're getting this much rest and that you're not working too hard. And I have a lot of people in my life who will say, well, you're so crazy because you do 8 billion things. And it's but I love these things. And if it's your passion, and it's something that you want to or make a living at and build a career around, it's fine to, like, you should want to work 30 or 40 or 50 hours a week because you love it. And that's okay to spend your time on something that you're passionate about. So just know that, and keep that in mind. And the Six of Swords, you may feel stuck at some point over the summer. And this is just a reminder that, like, even though you feel like you're not moving forward, or things are not progressing, maybe you have a setback, maybe a deal falls through, or you lose an agent or a manager, or you don't final in a competition, you don't get picked for a fellowship, right? Like something that you were hoping would happen hasn't happened, and you just feel stuck. Like, this is a reminder that sometimes there is progress happening and you just can't see it because of your position. But if you take a different perspective, somebody higher up, somebody further away, they can see the progress that you're making. They can see the opportunities, they can see the growth, and they're just like, this is just the wrong situation. Like, give it a little bit more time. So I feel like you're gonna need that reminder around the summer that just because you have one or two setbacks does not mean you're on the wrong path. And it doesn't mean that your dreams or your goals are not going to be achieved. It doesn't mean that you're stuck or you're stagnant. Sometimes you just can't see the progress, but it's there and it's happening, and trust in the process. And then lastly, at the end of the year, we've got the Fool in reverse, which signals like starting a new cycle again, but it's in reverse. And I think this is because you're about to enter another cycle, but you're no longer a fool. I think you're actually wise. I think you actually got a ton of experience and insight. I think if you're working on that attention to detail with the Eight of Pentacles, you're definitely going to be feeling energy and excitement. You're going to have more skills, and your work should be improving. So every project that you work on, every song that you sing, every time you perform, like, those are skills that get refined and get honed and become even stronger and make you more competitive, and are going to ultimately make you more prepared and successful when your big break comes. So just know that you are moving, that even though you feel like you're doing the cycle over again, you're not. You're actually a lot wiser than you were when you started, and that is going to come back and aid you. And if you don't get that mindset right, this is what I see. The Nine of Swords, which is all about anxiety, worries, fears, insomnia, not being able to sleep, the things that keep you awake at night. Now, for some of you, this may be a personal thing or maybe something that's bleeding into your career, but I think creatively, for a lot of you, this is going to be doubting your significance, doubting your ability to make it in something that's incredibly competitive and cutthroat. And that's what I see here. This Five of Swords is all about competition. It's all about scarcity mindset. It's all about the limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves and believing that there could be only one winner. And that's just not true in so many scenarios and so many instances. People like us to believe that. We think, oh, well, there's only one role and there's only one star, one lead role in this film, and there's 200 people auditioning for it, or there's only 5 fellowship competition slots and there's 5,000 applications. Like, yes, we're trained to believe that everything is competitive, and everybody who wants to do something similar to us is our competition. But that kind of belief, that like being stuck in that frame all the time, is incredibly toxic. It's draining. It will lead you to this sort of paralysis and this fear and this insomnia, and constantly questioning and doubting your worth and your talent. And so you do have to find a way to make peace with this competitive part of our industries, and know that just because some external source said you're not right for the role, or you're not right for the job, or I don't particularly like connect to your artwork or your musical style or your appearance, whatever it is, like, just know that for every person that says no, there's another dozen people out there who want to say yes. They just have to meet you. Part of this is luck. So trust in the universe to have your back, to put you in front of the right opportunities at the right time when you are prepared to be successful. Super excited about that. I'm going to grab the Oracle cards here so that we can walk through what those are. They're a little far away. Okay, so let's walk through the Oracle cards now real quick. You have red, which is forgive. right? So this year, one lesson you're going to have to learn is how to forgive. And it may be somebody you're holding a grudge against in your life, somebody in your creative team or circle, someone in your familial circle, or relationship, because that baggage can keep us from having confidence in ourselves and pursuing our careers with our full intention and full passion, because we're carrying this baggage from some other element of our life. So think about, who do I need to forgive? And sometimes this may be yourself. It may be the way you judged yourself in the past. We also have mourning. So the world awaits you. Good morning, the world awaits you. So pay attention to that. Like, the world is your oyster. You have got this. There's so much opportunity here. And even with all the restrictions, even with all the chaos, even with everything that's going on in the world, whether it's politics, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's, your family life, your personal life, there's so much opportunity if you are willing to see it and embrace it and take a little bit of risk. Okay, a couple of other things. Show the world the real you. So this year, remember to show the world the real you. Stop pretending. Stop, putting on a front for Instagram or social media. Stop trying to live up to other people's expectations. When you show the world the real you, the authentic you, they're going to respond and they're going to love you. And it's going to set you apart from so many other people in this field. It's time to take action. This year for you guys, this is all a year about work. This is not retirement. This is not vacation. Even if you're unemployed, this is about doing the work, like paying your dues, so that you are ready and prepared when the opportunity comes. It doesn't matter if there's not a deadline. Write that script anyway, write those books anyway, because there may be a 3-book deal down the pike waiting for you in December of 2021. And if you have those stories written, if you have that Bible created, you're going to be able to run when somebody says, hey, I actually like this. I actually want to buy this from you. So do the work, and then meditate and contemplate. So this is that self-care, that mental wellness piece that I was talking about. Make sure that you're taking time for yourself. You have that hermit energy. So take time to build in that self-care, build in that time for meditation. Think about how you can use this in your creative practices, maybe before you start writing, to help cleanse you, especially if you're writing more difficult subjects, looking for blockages, looking at triggers in your life and things that make you lose confidence in yourself, and think about, where can it and how can I meditate on that, reflect on that, dig into that to kind of uncover what's really, really happening, what's really going on. So that's your 2020 reading, or 2021 reading. Sorry, that's your 2021 reading. I hope it was helpful. Let me know which part resonated with you the most. Oh, and bonus, here are your songs. These songs are so good. So we had Trampoline by, I think it's Zayn. I'll double check and put the name in the comments. You had Carry On My Wayward Son. Love that song. So if you're a fan of Supernatural, there may be something there. And then Should I Stay or Should I Go Now? So maybe there's an opportunity for you to make a decision or choice this year that is going to have to do with your career. Should I stay or should I go now? It's going to be a question that comes up for you in 2021. Right. Take care. Remember to like and subscribe so that other people can find this video and you don't miss out on future content. And I will see you soon. Okay, here are the cards flipped over. This is such a beautiful spread. I love this deck. I actually chose this as my own reading, and I'm really kind of excited because I'm looking at this and I'm like, yeah, I know what this means. I mean, like, first of all, you guys, we've got the Rose Quartz, which is all about love and relationships and hearts. That's really how this one is charged. So, and we've got the Lovers in our position here, right at the top in terms of themes. Oh my goodness. So this right here, this first pile is for Q1, so January, February, March. And then we have here May, June, and July energy. Then we come over here, August, September, October, Q3. And then here is our Q4, November. So wait, October, November, and December. Sorry, I think I messed up there. Anyway, Q3, Q3, Q4, whatevs. And then we've got some overall themed messages here. So what I'm gonna do is pull out and walk you through this spread and what it means. Oh, we have back of the deck energy here too, which take a look at this. Two of Cups. So if you're looking for love or romance this year, I hope you chose this pile because it's thick. It's thick and the love messages are all over the place. So let's dig in and get started. Hi, group 2. So excited to dig into your reading. I've already shown you a preview of the cards, so now we're going to go in depth and look at the placement and the meanings and what's surrounding here. I can see already like a lot of energy around healing, around love, compassion for yourself, starting new relationships. And I think those are going to influence your passions and your purpose and your creativity, your creative projects, your career. So let's dig in. The first 3 cards that we're going to look at are going to be general themes for the year. So these are general themes for the year. And right off the bat, first card that came up was Lovers. This is one of the few cards that you have that is a major arcana card that is actually right side up, which means I think this is going to be really dominant here. This is accepting yourself. It is finding your soulmate. It is partnership and unity and resolution. Just sort of like making peace and finding harmony in relationships, whether that's a relationship with yourself or a relationship with your soulmate and your soul partner, your soul family. Just keep that in mind. That energy is going to be present. It's going to be top of mind, and being open, aware, and available for that to happen, I think is really going to trickle into a lot of your other projects. We've got the High Priestess in reverse. High Priestess, I always think about this as intuitive abilities, your psychic abilities, your connection to the universe, your ability to understand and resonate on sort of like a different frequency. This can be really scary. I know when I first started reading tarot years and years ago, I had to stop because I was so afraid at how attuned I was to the universe, how accurate the readings were. They were bringing up questions that I wasn't ready to answer. And so I think if this is you, if this is coming up and you're not embracing this, but you're running from it, hiding from it because of fear, it may not mean reading tarot cards, but it may mean trusting in your intuition. If you're not trusting into your intuition, with business decisions, with following your passion, your career path, with taking a chance on your writing, your singing, your acting, your dancing, or whatever, if you're not fully trusting yourself and you're allowing other people to lead you around, you're going to hit roadblock after roadblock. So this is all about finding your voice, trusting your gut and your intuition. And you only build that trust, just like with a relationship, by practicing. So the more you use it, the more you trust in your intuition and your gut and rely on those psychic abilities, the stronger they get and the easier it is to recognize when something feels off. So that's going to be an important theme and lesson for you in 2021. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Knight of Pentacles, all about creating opportunities. And this, I would just say, it is in reverse. So I would say, like, pay attention to not being too much of a perfectionist. Make sure you're finishing what you start, and you're not just starting a bunch of shiny projects and leaving them alone and not coming back to see where they are, how they're developing. Make sure you're not spreading yourself too thin. Make sure, this is often a sign too when people are just being really harsh and critical of others and having these high standards, being a workaholic. Like, I get a sense that like this is going to be an ongoing struggle for you because you are excited about the work that you're doing. You're passionate about your creativity, your artistry, developing these skills, breaking in, making your mark. And sometimes you can forget to take care of yourself, your health, your physical health, your financial health, your social health, making time for friends, making time for family and relationships. And so you're going to want to look for some balance. I feel like this is going to be a theme for you for this year, also given some of the other cards that have come up. So let's look at the specific cards. So I broke these into quarters. So first quarter, January, February, March, that's Q1. We have a couple of cards here. Yeah, interesting cards. So we had the Emperor. Now, this is funny because this actually came up in group one too, Emperor in reverse. Emperor's year of 2020. And that was all about authority, masculine energy, dominance, control. When this is in reverse, it often speaks to corruption and greed. And so it's like, it's just all of this very toxic energy. I often associated this with the last 4 years of politics in America, but particularly in 2020, when everything kind of felt like it was coming to a head and we had this like crazy election. That energy, the transition of power, the transition of the calendar year and the universe year, like all of these things are shifting. And so you're seeing this still present, but winding down, getting smaller, becoming less significant in our world and in our day-to-day lives. Because of that transition of power. So just know that it's not going to instantaneously change on January 1st, 2021. We're going to still deal with the pandemic. We're still dealing with a bad economy. A lot of people are still going to be out of work or unemployed. We're still going to have a very divided country. And so, yeah, like that is the reality of our situation. Don't let that get you though. Just know that it's going to continue to wind down and you're going to be able to separate yourself more. The star is also in reverse, another major arcana card. And that usually speaks to the star. I think of wish fulfillment. I think of hope, of having that North Star, that guiding star to help you when the path gets dark. When this is in reverse, it can mean that you're losing faith a little bit. And so maybe you're just tired and burnt out from 2020 and you're going to need those first few months to recover, to regain faith, to have hope, to think about the possibilities. That's my word of the year, possibilities. So if you're like me, taking that time to recharge and focus on in a more optimistic note, like what is the possibility for the future, and rebuilding that faith and hope and trust. And then you have the King of Cups. So I love this card. This is sort of like a card that speaks to stable relationships, healthy boundaries, being able to communicate what you want and what you need with those around you, particularly family members, partners, lovers. So this is all about building those healthy relationships, healthy boundaries, being able to talk about what you need, what you want. It's that kind of energy where you don't hold on to something negative or toxic. You address it and you heal and you move on. And that's a very mature thing to do. So there's maturity in these relationships. You're surrounding yourself with people who respect that, who engage with that, who demand that, who present that, and you're letting go of the people who don't fit in, or you're finding a better way to maybe even manage those relationships better so that they're not mentally distressing you. So that's January, February, March. Now, if we look at April, May, and June, so our spring, let me tell you, a whole bunch of cards came out. So I kept them. They all came out together, and we're going to walk through them. There's a lot of major arcana energy in here, too. We have the Chariot. So right off the bat, this speaks to success and victory. So there are going to be some successes and victories, some reasons to celebrate in your early spring. I would also say that this is going to be fast. It's going to be momentum. Like you're going to get this news and things are going to push forward. It may be something small. It may be winning or advancing in a competition, getting some recognition in the media, getting an article or a great review on something that you worked on, and you're going to be the hot thing for a minute. People are going to be coming, like seeking your advice. All of that is going to happen, and enjoy it. You deserve it. You earned it, right? So don't be afraid to take that spotlight and to celebrate, because, you know, sometimes in this business, especially in any kind of entertainment field, you never know how long your spotlight is going to last, and they're fleeting. And so there's so much downtime and there's so much opportunity to get lost and to lose faith and lose hope, that like you really need to celebrate even the small things. So don't worry about the size of the success. Just know that you're going to have successes, and when they come, take time to celebrate them and get used to it. Don't be humble. Don't hide. Don't pretend like it's not a big deal. Embrace it, enjoy it, say thank you when people compliment you, and move on. You've got the Sun too, and this is in reverse, which makes me think that like for some reason you're hiding yourself. You're not fully standing in your position as the center. You're not channeling that Leo energy, that boldness, that passion, that creativity, letting your light shine. For some reason, you're dimming your light in an early spring, and it could be that you're bruised, that your ego is hurt, that you're still recovering from some losses. I see that in some of the other cards that are coming up. You're hiding that light. You're not standing in the spotlight, and you need to. So in early spring, there's going to be opportunities for you to stand up and to be noticed, and make sure you're taking advantage of those. Yeah, you've got, let's just go through these here. You've got death and rebirth, right? So something cycle ending, some cycle beginning. You've got the Four of Swords, which speaks to rest, recovery, pulling yourself away, hiding. This comes right after that bloody Three of Swords with the three knives through the heart and that betrayal. So there's like this sense of healing and recovery and wanting to protect yourself, wanting to hide away and stay sheltered and safe and comfortable until you have a chance to mend those wounds and recover. But what I'm saying is, like, you don't want to stay here forever. You cannot stay here for all of 2021. You need to heal and then move on. You have to be brave enough to move on. You have to trust that you've learned a lesson here. And then you've got the Devil in reverse again, which, you know, the Devil usually speaks to sickness, addictions, vices, us like leaning too heavily into our vices and our temptations. And it's not bad to indulge, but this is like unhealthy indulgence, because you're using that to avoid facing something emotional, something heavy, something traumatic, something that is unpleasant that you don't want to deal with. And you can become too dependent on those vices and they become addictions. Now, this is in reverse, which to me signals breaking free. Like, you recognize that there's a pattern, and you're finding a way to break free. And by the way, addictions and vices, they don't have to be the obvious things. They don't have to be drugs. They don't have to be alcohol. They don't have to be sex or money. It could be shopping, right? It could be food. It could be work. It could be toxic relationships, like going back to a harmful or toxic relationship. It could be gossip, right? Or too much TV. Although I personally believe you can't have too much TV, but I work in TV, so that is my business, right? But there are those things too that you can be indulging in that don't seem as destructive, but they're taking you away from the work that you want to do and the path to success that you want for your career. So take a look at those, especially in early spring. And I think if you deal with these three things, if you deal with that death and rebirth cycle, that letting go, like avoiding addictions or healing from addictions and not staying in this position of comfort, you'll naturally see this reverse. You'll naturally see yourself stepping into the spotlight more, which is great. And that is something to celebrate, right? That's the victory card there with the Chariot. Okay, Q3. September, October. No, that's not right. That is not Q3. What are we? July, August, September. I did this before. July, August, and September, Q3. So we've got the Ace of Wands, right side up. So wands are about fire. They're about passion. Aces are always about new beginnings, new projects, new starts. So you may discover a new skill, a new hobby, a new passion. Give into that, learn it, indulge it, fan those flames. Don't turn away any new ideas that are coming to you. Find a way to capture those ideas, write them down, give yourself space and freedom to practice these. So around the start of the new school year, if you're following that academic calendar, if you have kids, but in that August, September mode, that is often a time where we're filled with energy and excitement over starting something new. Everybody's coming back refreshed and recharged from a summer vacation or family vacation or break. And so it's the perfect time to have new ideas, to learn and develop new skills, and to trust in that path, you know. And remember, like, you don't have to go into a new skill, a new hobby, a new craft, a new practice that has to be like quantified or monetized. Just do it for the fun of it. You never know when that's going to start influencing some of your creative areas. The Hermit, this is in reverse. Again, I think that this is going to be tempting. You're going to want to be in isolation. You're going to want to find space. You may feel overwhelmed. You may be an introvert and feeling like, I need my space to breathe. I've been around these people, I've been in these environments, and it's not familiar, it's not comfortable, and I just need to think. And I would say, like, look for opportunities to find balance. So make sure that you're getting your alone time to think and to process and to reflect, but don't stay there. Don't live there. It can be very tempting to isolate yourself, especially with 2021, with COVID, with the pandemic. We're socially distancing, you're safer at home, all of that stuff. And that's really important. But think about your bubble in your circle, and are there a few people that you can add to your circle where you feel like you can trust going to their home, and you can trust inviting them to your home, and you guys have the same practices and are really, just think about expanding your bubble by one or two people later in the year, especially after the vaccines are out. I think there's a little bit more flexibility. Obviously, follow your local laws and respect the rights of everyone else in your circle. But I do think that this is, like, we've been in this position for so long. And if you're like me, when we're coming upon a year and a half of living this way, it can be really hard. And there can be a lot of anxiety with going back to work, going to an office, going on set for a production. Like, that can be a little bit intimidating and feel unnerving. And so you're going to have to challenge yourself to get familiar with our new sort of way of life there. And then the World card, right, which speaks to completion. And so this, I would just say as a reminder, like, there may be a big thing that you're completing. Maybe you're doing a short film or a project, you're writing a script, and that is going to be done, or a book is going to be done in this time period. But I also see this as, like, making sure that you're completing things and everything is coming full circle, especially with this Knight of Pentacles energy here, and this desire to, like, start a whole bunch of things and always having ideas and always planting seeds. Make sure some of those seeds are coming to fruition, that you're closing the circle, that you're ending the loop, and that you're moving forward to that, what do we have? The Death and Rebirth card, right? That's going to be really important. And then at the end of the year, so we have October, November, and December. We have the Hanged Man. Again, so many cards in reverse right now. The Hanged Man in reverse. We've got Temperance in reverse. There's our Temperance. And we've got the Judgment in reverse. So major arcana cards. So these are really powerful, really influential energies, and they're in reverse. Sometimes they're in reverse because the energy is not as big, and so it's just starting to enter our orbit, and it hasn't fully manifested. But a lot of times I think they're in reverse, especially when this many are in reverse. It feels to me that this is a reminder that, like, we're resisting something. And particularly with these cards, it can mean that we're resisting change. We're holding on to things, like especially the Hanged Man. We're holding on to things and we're not at peace with where we are. We feel stagnant. We feel like we're not moving. We feel trapped, and we're not at peace with that. And sometimes we're holding on to things too tightly. And if we don't let go, what happens is, we're not making space or room for the things that we're asking, the things that we're trying to manifest in our lives. So pay attention to that. Judgment. Are you being overly critical of yourself, of others? Are you holding on to biases and misconceptions and stereotypes and other ways of living that are not serving you, right? Question everything this year. You have a fresh start. You have new opportunities with 2021 to think about, how do we work? How do we engage as a couple? And how do we build relationships? How do we take care of our kids? How do we educate our kids, right? Like, everything is on the table, and, suspend that judgment for a while and think creatively about, like, how can we best build the life that is going to serve us and meet our values and our needs. And lastly, Temperance. This is balance. This is, again, not wanting to let go of things because you believe that you have to have it, but, ask yourself why. Why do I believe I need these things in order to be what? To be successful, to be wealthy, to be the perfect American family. Like, I don't know what you're trying to be, but ask yourself, is this really a requirement? Or are there things that I can let go? Are there things that I can deprioritize? Am I comfortable with changing my identity or not drawing my identity from this one attribute or this one job title or this one salary or income level, right? Think about what can you do to allow you to restore balance, and how can you control what you're thinking about. All right, so let's look at some oracle cards here that came up. We have the Lioness. You've earned your stripes. Okay, and this is one, I'm gonna say this too, like I turned 40 this year, and I was having this conversation with someone about it. And I was like, people always think I'm so much younger. And like, on one hand, I want to be like, yes, sure, I'm that young. And on the other hand, I want to be like, I've earned these stripes, man. Like I did my time. And so I think this is a reminder for you to embrace who you are, be proud of your scars, be proud of the things that you've accomplished, be proud of the mistakes and the detours that you took, because they teach you something and they're your assets. Let your assets, don't look at them as flaws or faults or negatives. Those are your assets. Those are what set you apart. They were what make you different. They're what make you uniquely capable of pursuing your passion, whether it makes you a better singer or dancer or a more capable writer, because you have more wealth of stories and emotions and experiences to draw from. Like, use that, wear that. And then Throne. Your potential is endless, right? So sit on your throne, put on your crown. This is your year. It's your time to shine, and make sure you truly believe that you deserve this success, that you deserve the life that you've been dreaming about. You were meant for such great things. And I just think that in 2021, you need to remember this, like, you have the potential to be great. And how do you get that potential? You have to first start by believing it. Like, how do you achieve that? How do you realize potential? It's in you accepting and believing that you deserve that success. A couple of other cards that came up. Okay, so look at this. Be bold, make the first move, right? So don't wait for things to happen. That's one of the things I talk about in screenwriting is your characters always have to be active. That's why we like reading books and watching TV shows and movies, because the characters are not passive. They're not stagnant. They're not just letting life pass them by. They're taking chances, and sometimes they're crazy, risky chances that we'd be like, I would never do that, but that's the joy of it. So like, take a chance, take a risk, be bold, make those moves. Don't wait for things to fall in your lap. That rarely happens. And if you're seeking a relationship, you've got that Lovers card right here, right? Be bold, make the first move. So pay attention to those people who are around you, and don't be afraid to acknowledge that you're interested. And then a personal issue reaches a resolution. Yeah, so I will say, like, a lot of this reading doesn't feel particularly like it's focused on career. It may sound like it's not focused on your career path or your business, but you have to remember that your business is connected to who you are as a person and as an individual. And so I just want to encourage you to make sure that you're digging into your relationships, you're digging into your mental health, that you're taking care of your physical body, that you're engaging in strong, healthy relationships. All of that matters. All of it plays a part in how we show up to do our creative work, giving us the space to do the creative work and the stamina. And if we're distracted and we're carrying the baggage and the trauma of these other issues in our lives, these other personal issues, we're just not free to shine and be our authentic selves and deliver 110% of ourselves into our creative projects. So that is your message for 2021. Be bold, make the first move, fix those relationships, right? Change that mindset, fix the relationships, and really look at what you need to let go of in order to make space for the things that you want. I'm going to be doing videos on intentions and manifestations, and I think those videos will really help you, because they're going to help you articulate what is it that I really want out of this year. And once you have that vision, it's going to be so much easier for you to make decisions and choices and see how everything else is connected. So I hope you found that helpful. If so, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. And also leave me a comment down below and let me know what part of this reading most resonated with you. All right, take care. Hey, I'm back. I cannot believe I forgot to do this. So I did this with group 1 and then decided to do it with all the other groups too. As I shuffled the cards and laid them out, I actually had a shuffle playlist on Spotify playing. And so I'm just sharing the songs that came out while I was drawing the cards in case they have significance for you. So for this group in particular, group 2 that did the Light Seers tarot deck, this deck here, your songs were Viva la Vida by Coldplay, one of my favorite songs, Untouched by the Veronicas, and Dance Dance. And I encourage you to check out the songs on Spotify, or to even listen to the lyrics or look at the lyrics and see if anything resonates with you. There's definitely a lot of energy, fire, passion, romance, or romantic entanglements, as Will and Jada may say, happening. And so again, I think that influence of making sure you're getting that personal stuff right is going to impact and dominate your year, but also impact your creative life as well, and your ability to give your attention to your passions. Okay. Okay, friends, let's get into this. Let's get into group 3's reading. Group 3, that is our Modern Witch deck right here. And I just showed you the layout and the spread. So we're going to dig in. We're going to look at what these individual cards mean. After I do all of the reading, I will also share with you the playlist. So I did something different. I had Spotify on shuffle with a playlist, and certain songs came up while I was shuffling and dealing the cards and putting them in the spread. And so I will be adding notes that say, here's what the songs are for your particular group. So make sure you stay tuned to hear those and hear some thoughts and guidance on how to use the sort of musical manifestations and musical, oracle clues and guides as well as part of your reading. All right, so let's get started. So these first four cards are the overall theme for the year of 2021. So you have the 10 of Swords in reverse, which I actually think of as a positive card, a happy card. 10 of the Swords usually means that, you've kind of won the battle, but you feel like you're playing the martyr, and you feel like you're just very much in the victim zone of not recognizing that you've achieved, that you've succeeded, because you're so focused on all of these scars, all of these wounds or perceived wounds, all of the things that you've lost, the sacrifices that you've made, and sometimes you're living in that zone. This is in reverse. So I could say a couple of things. This may mean that you're breaking free, breaking out of that habit this year. You're no longer playing the victim, but you're taking charge of your own life and your own destiny. It may mean that you've had a mindset shift, and you're no longer seeing yourself as trapped and as a victim of your own circumstances or choices, but you're really taking power and taking charge of freeing your mind and focusing on life as opportunities instead of obstacles, and thinking about the successes that you've had. This could also mean that you're just resisting this, that you are overindulging to the point where you're allowing yourself to fall back into these bad habits. And this could be a reminder of like, hey, you don't want to do that. You've done really well at figuring this out and pulling yourself out of that. And you want to consistently do that for the rest of 2021. You have the 9 of Cups. Oh, you are so blessed. The 9 of Cups is one of my absolute favorite cards. This is all about wish fulfillment. It's all about spotlight and indulgence and just being present, being allowed to be adored. And I like to think of it as the wooed card, the courtship card, the like people are telling you how wonderful you are. And for all of my entertainers out there, all of my writers and creators and directors, like people are seeing you, they're praising you, they're putting you on this pedestal. Remember that, you know, you don't want to do things to just get this. Like that can't be your end goal. But when you do the work, this comes. And like, I just get the sense that in 2021, there's going to be a spotlight on you in a good way. And you want to embrace it and own it and love it. King of Pentacles. This may be you bossing up, you know, it's time to boss up. Like that may be this energy that is coming out for you with your career, with thinking about how you make money. Like a lot of creatives, a lot of writers, a lot of artists are afraid to pursue their passion because they're like, well, how am I going to make any money? I'm never going to make any money. Only a few people are successful. I need to have all of these other jobs. And yes, like you need to be able to pay the bills, but start thinking creatively and outside of the box. I'm like, how can you move closer to your creative passions? How can you make money off of things that you actually love doing that are closely aligned to your desire to be an actor, or your desire to be a photographer, your desire to be a writer? How can you get writer adjacent jobs, right? How do you manage your finances? In entertainment, you often get paid these big lump sums and then you don't get paid again for months or even years. And so managing your finances, that's King of Pentacles energy. You may also meet a King of Pentacles. I know that like my romantic partner, he's out there and he is always comes up as this King of Pentacles card. So I don't know, he's wealthy or what, but yeah, you might have a King of Pentacles out there waiting for you. Doesn't mean it's a man, but that masculine energy, that dominance in business and finances, that Midas touch, all of that comes with this card. So everything you touch turns to gold. Everything that you touch is successful, and trust those instincts. Learn from the people around you who have mastered this skill. I think that's going to carry you far in 2021. And the Two of Cups. You guys, the Two of Cups is all about unions and partnerships. For many, this is about weddings, you know, making commitments to someone. So if you're single, like you may be getting engaged, you may be meeting your soulmate, especially with that Nine of Cups, that wish fulfillment, that spotlight, that wooing. I feel like this is a year for some coupling to happen for some folks in this group. If you're not interested in being married, if you already are married, this could be about like reuniting, and really like strengthening, taking your relationship to the next level. And I know that may seem quirky and you may be like, well, I've been married for 10 years. Like there's no other level to take it to, but there's a way to level up. There's a way to become more intimate. There's a way to deepen your connection and your commitment and find fire and really, you know, thinking about renewing your vows. Think about everything that you've accomplished, everything that you survived in 2020. I feel like 2021 for you all is going to be about a celebration of triumph, of getting through, you know, this awful year of 2020 and being stronger and living to tell about it. And so you're going to want to double down on these relationships. And that's what I see. And this could be a creative business partner relationship. Maybe you take on a writing partner, or you meet a director and you guys exclusively work together on projects. Could be an acting coach or a writing coach or a life coach. You know, it could be a variety of different things. You find a new writers group or creative group, you start a band, but there's this sense of commitment and partnership to somebody who's in your life, who's going to help you, again, level up. So enjoy that. Wow, what a beautiful year. Like already, we haven't even gotten to the specific months, and those overall themes are just so uplifting and so positive. All right, so January, February, March, Q1, we've got the sun, right side up. The first time this card has come right side up, meaning like, again, you are the center of the universe. That's what this means. Like you are the spotlight, you are the star, and your sun is shining. You're being your true, authentic self. This speaks to youthfulness, to vitality, to energy. And so you're gonna feel this natural momentum. Own it. Roll with it. Take advantage of it. Don't let that pass you by. Use that to get inspired with your creative energies and start new projects, make new connections. Take advantage of this momentum of the new year. and all of this energy that is surrounding you, all of the attention that is surrounding you. Do not be shy. Do not hide in the shadows. Come out into the sunshine and let yourself be seen. Eight of Swords. No, this is in reverse. And so the Eight of Swords is often about feeling bound, feeling restricted, feeling like allowing your mind to play tricks on you. The interesting thing about this is like the blindfold's not on that tight. The ropes aren't on that tight. Like she could get out if she really wanted to, but she's convinced herself that she is stuck, that she's trapped, that there's no other way to get out. And the reality is like this is in reverse, which tells me that like you are breaking free. Like you have realized the rules of this game and you're like, oh, I don't need to play this. Like it's like a magic trick and you figured out how it works. And now you're like outside of this game and you're free and you're feeling empowered. And I think just go with that through the early part of the year. We move into April, May, and June. So early spring into summer. We've got the King of Cups, which is our like just so steady, so steadfast in having healthy relationships, healthy boundaries, just being this stable force of energy. And again, I think this may be people in your life, like you have realized that you can break free, you've healed, you've done all of the deep shadow work in 2020, and you've come out more strong, more, steady, surrounding your people with surrounding yourself with people who are stable and steady, and you're just able to navigate relationships in a much more authentic way, a meaningful way, a way that doesn't allow you to get riled up and live at like a stress level of 10, 24 hours a day. Look at this Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is a celebration card. I think this is the birthday card, the anniversary card. Again, a weddings card. This is all about those moments, those milestones that we like to celebrate. And so sometime in the early spring, you're going to be celebrating, whether it's celebrating an engagement, celebrating a new contract, a book deal, celebrating an anniversary, a big maybe birthday or anniversary, one of those 10-year ones, like the decade birthdays. There's something there that is happening. And this is a reminder to celebrate. Even if the celebration has to look differently, that's okay. Remember, it's not about impressing the most people, having the biggest ceremony, inviting, spending the most money. It's about really acknowledging the relationship and the success and giving it its spotlight. And you can do that in a variety of ways. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is in reverse. And I think just given the context of what else has landed on here, I feel like Ten of Pentacles is always about generational wealth. So I'm going to put that up here. It's generational wealth. And if I put it around here, you can see that there are individuals of all ages in this group. But I like to think about this as you're building a foundation. You're building a legacy. This isn't just about one quick paycheck or one quick job or one quick sale. This is about like really planting the seeds and the foundation for money that you're going to be able to pass on to your kids. Like, I know you maybe haven't thought about that. You haven't thought about wills or trusts or estates, but like you're going to have some serious money and some serious success coming from your business ventures. And so you want to make sure that you're investing that money in ways that will benefit your family for years, if not decades to come, right? That's what this card is all about. Now, this is in reverse, which to me doesn't mean that you're not going to have generational wealth or you're going to live in poverty. What it means is you're not prepared. Like, you're not prepared to deal with your financial success that is going to come to you. So get prepared, find a financial advisor, do some research, watch some YouTube videos if you need to just get familiar and get familiar yourself, like familiarize yourself and your own mindset with this idea that you can be rich. Because I think we often put this idea that like rich is evil, rich people are bad. Like, I don't want to be the elite. Like, I don't want that much power, that much responsibility. Like, we're often telling ourselves that we don't deserve to sign $1 million contract, or we don't deserve to live in this lap of luxury. And remember that money is power, but like, if you're in charge of that money, you can also determine how it's used. Money is not good or evil. It's how people use money that can be good or evil, that can be for good and serve other people, or that can, cause harm, cause great harm. And so prepare your mind to deal with the financial success that you might have, and to think about how you would leverage that funding to stay aligned with your values and your beliefs, and think about how you can give back, right? Like that's going to help you, but you need to be mentally prepared. And really, like, because of all the success that is happening, I think you need to be like physically prepared. Is that the right word? I don't know. Like, I think you need to own the fact that you are going to be successful. You need to start allowing your mind, your head, to believe that like you're going to be a millionaire, you're going to be a billionaire, you're going to have a lot of wealth, and you're going to need to figure out how to manage that and own the fact that you deserve it, that you actually do deserve it. So that's something to pay attention to. And look at this, with this King of Pentacles, this person, this partner, if that's not you, that may be somebody who comes into your life who can help you with this. So don't be afraid to ask them for help. It's okay to ask for help. Smart people ask for help all the time. Okay, so that was early spring through June. So now we're talking July, August, and September. You've got Queen of Pentacles in reverse. You've got the Three of Wands in reverse. And you've got the Nine of Swords. So Nine of Swords is worry, anxiety, insomnia, the inability to sleep, the fears that keep us up at night. So something is bothering you towards the end of the summer, the start of the school year. I don't know what it is, right? But I think that there's going to be something that's weighing heavily on your mind, and you know that's normal. Like there's a lot of things in this spread up until now that has been super optimistic, and so I would say like it's normal to have ups and downs and highs and lows. And just when this card comes up, make sure that the things that you're fearing and the things that you're worried about are real and they're not just in your mind. A lot of times fear comes from the unknown, and the moment we start to ground ourselves and get information, seek guidance, seek assistance, that fear starts to go away. And the more we face it, the more it evaporates, because the worry and the anxiety is like around what might happen. But once the event happens and those things don't come true, then we're like, oh, what was I worried about? That was so much easier than I thought it would be. So just try and keep those in check. And yeah, you've got this Three of Wands, which usually speaks to a new journey or traveling, and it's in reverse, which makes me wonder if you were supposed to take a trip, and you're sort of nervous about that still, or longing to travel and on the fence about whether or not to travel or take a journey. And this also speaks to planning and thinking about like starting a new cycle, the wisdom though of having a plan and preparing. So I get the sense that like maybe you're planning or preparing for something, and that's causing you a little bit of anxiety because you're not really sure if you want to do that thing. You've also got the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Queen of Pentacles, again, King and Queen of energy around Pentacles. So money and success and wealth are like here. They are there for the taking for you guys in 2021. This Pentacles in reverse, you know, again, I just feel like this is you not wanting to own your success. This is you hiding from your success. This is you downplaying your success and not allowing not sharing it with the world because you feel maybe embarrassed or you feel insecure about the amount that somebody's paying you. You're like in maybe disbelief that you had a contract that big, or that you landed this role or this job, or that you're going on tour. You know, and I get the sense that the Queen of Pentacles is confident in their surroundings, and they are not hoarders. The Queen of Pentacles is not frugal. She does not hide in her wealth. She does not minimize her success. She knows how to operate with grace and compassion. She's a nurturer, right? She uses her resources to help others. And this is not just financial, but like a nurturer, like you often see her, like she's in this garden, right? Because the Pentacles is also about material possessions. The things we grow, the things we harvest, the things around us are external material, physical objects that we gather and create. And she owns those, and she knows how to indulge in the finer things, but also to share and have compassion and have grace and have class and sophistication. And so I think there's a message here for this group that you're not owning this, right? You're not owning your new station, your new position, your new success. You're hiding from it. You're uncomfortable in it. You're making excuses. You're apologizing for it. And so just be wary of that during this time period. And then, end of the year, we've got justice, right? Right side up. So just think about this, justice, the job that you're doing, the new client, the new opportunity, the money that you have, like all of that gives you a position of power. And that means that you can bring justice to somebody who's been wronged. It means that you can help somebody, you can help people, you could start a foundation, you could make a grant or a donation, you can mentor somebody, you can take on an assistant who is somebody new and who's a person of color and who may have a harder time breaking into your industry, and help coach and mentor them. There are ways that you can get justice, even by the stories that you tell, the things that you choose to write about or talk about, or use your social media platform to educate others, right? So there's a sense of justice coming out. And it may be somebody that's wronged you getting justice. You may be getting justice for something in the past. But I also think it's about you using your position of power to create justice for other people. The Knight of Wands. So this is the other reason why I think this is you using a position of power. This typically comes up when people are like super eager and anxious and sometimes even reckless in their actions, because they just want to march forward and fix everything. There's a lot of action and energy here. And so this is just a reminder to, yes, you want to fight for justice. Yes, you want to use your platform. Yes, you want to see change. Yes, there are all these things that you can do, but you don't have to do them all in one day. Right? You can take time. And these knights, like sometimes they're just so excited by the knowledge and the passion that they have acquired that they make foolish mistakes because they rush into it, or they don't have the full picture. You're a knight, you're still learning. So definitely use your power, use your title, use your position, use the resources at your disposal, but also consult those King and Queen cards that came up, those King and Queen of Pentacles, to make sure you're not doing something stupid. And that's what I'll say about that. Four of Swords. This is healing and rest and recovery. And this is in reverse. And what I'm getting right here is, are you taking care of your physical body? And are you taking care of your physical health and your mental health? I have a feeling that towards the end of the year, you're not going to be paying as much attention to this because you're going to be so consumed with these new jobs and new contracts, new projects, whatever you're working on. And you're going to start deprioritizing your physical and mental health and well-being. It's very easy for us to do, but it is not the right thing. So don't do that. Make sure you're prioritizing and taking care of yourself, because if you run yourself down, you're not going to be able to perform at the level that you need to continue to be successful, right? And that's why people end up in exhaustion. That's why people lose their voice. That's why people have nervous breakdowns. That's why people start leaning on vices and addictions, because they're trying to keep up the pace. It is not good, and you cannot provide for other people, and you most certainly cannot be a leader if you are not taking care of your physical and emotional needs. And I will say that people think, well, of course, like you can't be like a leader, like a CEO, or you can't be a doctor, or you can't be like, but I'm an actor or I'm a writer, so it doesn't really matter. Hold up. If you are the lead actor of a show, like if you are on Broadway, like your role is so important that if you can't perform, like everything else comes to a grinding halt. If you can't go on tour, there are thousands and thousands of people who can't hear you, and they are sad. Like your actions have impact. If you are a showrunner and you are sick and you can't write, you can't go to work, you can't be on set, everything comes to a halt. And that's hundreds of thousands of dollars every single day that is wasted. That's hundreds of jobs that don't get to move forward and perform. So just know that you have to come up with a system to take care of yourself. That's the last time I'm going to lecture you on that. Well, at least for today. Let's look at these Oracle cards here. Yeah, look, escapist. Come home to yourself this year. Come home to yourself. Be your true self, but also find ways to take care of yourself, to nurture yourself, to recharge yourself. I love that she's got a book because that's my way of recharging. And stars, you can manifest your every wish. If this doesn't summarize your year, your 2021, I don't know what is. Like right now, I'm going to encourage you to write down the thing that you want, the thing that popped into your head when I said you're going to be successful, you're going to have a lot of money and a new job or a new gig. Like, what is that thing that popped into your head and said, oh yes, that thing is happening? Write it down so that you can manifest it. State your intentions. Let's look at the other oracle cards here. Yeah, I cannot believe this. All right, look at this. Prosperity. Prosperity lies ahead. Hello, prosperity. Money is coming your way. Financial success is coming your way. Abundance is coming your way. So start clearing space, making space for that, and prepare, plan for it, be ready for it. Expect a powerful change. I feel like this year, like you did all the hard work in 2020. Like you laid the foundation. You've been working on this for years, honestly. And 2021, it's like, I'm here. I'm finally here. You made space. You did the hard work. You did the shadow work. You healed, you recovered, and here it is. Here's your reward. What do you need to release, right? A reminder not to stop working on that, right? If anything comes up that's bumping you, think about like what's triggering me and why. Why is this uncomfortable? Why is this situation uncomfortable? What patterns is that speaking to in terms of my past history, and how do I rebound from that, right? It's not that we won't be in uncomfortable situations, or that we won't have stress, or we won't experience grief or sadness or loss or tragedy anymore. You will experience all those things, but what you've done is you've learned how to recover from them, and you've learned how to do it quickly and in a healthy manner so that you can keep moving forward. That's what resilience is. And I think that you've been working on it, and just remember to keep this in your toolbox, that you have a way to release the things that are not serving you, to identify them and release them so that you can move forward. I love this reading, you guys. I am so excited for you, group 3. I cannot wait. Like, type down in the comments below, what is the thing that you're manifesting? What is this thing that you're going to be successful at in 2021? I want to know what it is, because I have certain things that I want to manifest, but I think you've got to put it out there. Allow me to like send you positive light and energy and manifest this for you. Lastly, let's talk about the songs that came up. You had Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. So I think that is pretty appropriate. You're shaking off any negative, any trolls, any negativity, any people, any losses. Shake it off. You have How Far We've Come by Matchbox 20. And you have All the Good Girls Go to Hell by Billie Eilish. So yeah, those are the songs. I encourage you to listen to them on Spotify. Go over to Google and pull up the lyrics and see if anything resonates with you. I love it. They're all kind of poppy, high energy songs. And there's something about, just even the titles, like this reminder, shake it off, look at how far you've come, and, all the good girls go to hell. Like, so it's like, maybe you need to play a little naughty sometimes. I don't know. Let me know down below if any of this resonated with you. Don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on future content. You also want to hit that notification bell, which will allow you to be the first to be notified when I post new videos. I am going to be posting a lot of new video content in 2021, and I am super excited. Not all of it's going to be tarot related. There's going to be writing advice. There's going to be some sip and tell sessions with me, which is just me informally talking about things that I'm passionate about for the week, and drinking cocktails and tea and coffee and all kinds of fun stuff. So I hope you'll join me for some of those other videos and behind the scenes vlogs that I'll be planning, as well as future tarot readings. So definitely hit the notification button so that you are alerted when those videos are posted. All right, I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and we'll have a new moon reading coming up next week. Bye.